Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Renee Mera. Today, we're going to be talking about something very basic: healthiest water to take, healthy drinks to have, inspired by Ayurveda. So, joining me today, I have Harpinder Kaur. She is the co-founder and vice president of Komal Herbals, which will be celebrating their 20th anniversary this year. So congratulations to you, Harpinder Kaurji. She is an Ayurvedic practitioner and is very committed to Ayurvedic way of living. So thank you so very much for joining me again. This time we're going to be talking about healthy water. There's a lot of water out there in the stores, whether it's mineral water, spring water, distilled water, alkaline water, reverse osmosis water, you name it, and it's out there. Electrolyte water, flavored water. So which is the healthiest water to take, which really supports your overall well-being?
Thanks, Renee. See, water is one of the basic elements of which we all are made. We all are made of the 5 basic elements, as we all know. Water being one of the primary source. It's called one of the Mahabhutas, which makes our body. And since it's one of the primary elements which makes every living body, it's part of our cellular makeup as well. So what kind of water we drink makes it even more important. Apart from the food that we eat and the air that we breathe, water is also very important. A man can live without food, but a man cannot live without water and air. So that's primarily how important water is for our life. Having said that, and as the list that you just recited about the number of types of water that are available to us these days, it becomes very confusing, and all the research that keeps coming out that, alkalizing water is good, hydrogen water is good, spring water is good, and tap water is not good. Ultimately, Ayurveda is very simple about how and what kind of water we should take. First, the water that is coming through your tap is sufficient to hydrate you. But since we have chlorinated water these days, if you can't do anything else, at least fill it in a jug and keep it on your counter for a couple of hours till the chlorine gets removed. Bottled water, no, not at all good, because most bottled water is in plastic bottles. And the BPA leaches, the plastic leaches into it because we don't know when the water was filled into those bottles.
So even if you have the best water in the plastic bottle, it's not good.
It's not good. Yeah. If it is in a glass bottle, yes, I'll take that. If it is a plastic bottle, I'll try to refrain from that. Ideally, Ayurveda always recommends the water to be at room temperature, or if can be taken warm or hot. As per Ayurveda text, the water should be boiled for 10 minutes and then consumed. If you are a person who has high pitta or high body heat, don't take hot water, take warm water or room temperature water. But for people who are either vata or kapha, hot water and warm water throughout the day is the best way to take the water.
Now, you said water should be boiled as per Ayurveda for 10 minutes. Now, you have these kettles.
Mm-hmm. You can use them. Yes, you can use them. Yeah, stainless steel kettles or glass kettles, they can be used. Don't microwave it because when you're boiling water, you're actually energizing the water. And that changes the energetics of your, common tap water as well. So it becomes more accessible to your body. It is more hydrating for your body when you're boiling the water. So microwaving should be avoided. I personally don't like to microwave water. And we all can get the $10 kettle from any online or Walmart close by and use that to boil it for 10 minutes. Apart from that, a lot of people have this question, if I'm in a restaurant and I'm served water, ask them to avoid ice in your water because that's something which I don't know.
That's a no-no. Yeah.
No. Or the best way is ask for a cup of herbal tea. Most restaurants these days have tea.
Or
You
you
can
ask
have a
them for
ginger.
hot water. Just ask them for hot water, like you're putting your tea bag in it.
Yeah, you can ask them for a hot water. You can ask them for a cup of herbal tea with that. Don't go into those fancy fads which are shown online that, oh, you can have your pizza with your Coke. That's a big no-no. So we all now know that caffeinated beverages or aerated beverages like Cokes and all those sodas should be avoided in Ayurveda, because not only they are cold, but they're also aerated, which create have a lot of carbon dioxide, which is not good for your body.
Now, coming back to water, the pH balance should be like around 7.
Ideally, that is what is it, because once you boil the water, the chlorine actually is removed from your water, so the pH actually becomes more neutral. If you can't do that, at least have a good water filter. Because in my home, we have a water filter which removes the chlorine first thing from the tap, and then it is boiled. So I take two-step process to do that. So water also will start tasting different once you start using a good water filter. You can even buy a pitcher if you don't want to, if you're not handy in putting all those equipments together for as a water filter.
Especially
So
a stainless steel jar.
yeah, you can have stainless steel or glass. Anything is fine. A lot of people say, oh, what about copper vessels and all? That is fine too. But again, people who have high pitta should avoid copper because copper is heating. So stainless steel is fine. Silver is fine. Silver is again antibacterial, antimicrobial product.
Hmm.
Metal, which in our ancient times people would store water in either copper pots or earthen pots. And earthen pots in India were used for years, even still used, because not only it'll cool the water in summertime, but it also will make it more mineralized and more alkalizing. So water is such a subject that you and I can continue to talk over for a whole day and still it will not end, because now the research, more and more research is showing that water is one thing which helps in carrying your nutrients from
Right.
the food that you are eating, ahar. It is also good in keeping your fascia. If you are not hydrated, your muscles are covered with what is called as fascia. So that becomes tight, and then you start having body aches. So your hydration is the most important thing. So whatever Ayurveda has told us for years, that is now being proven by science that you need to hydrate. But if you're looking at pittas and vatas, they need more water. They will feel more thirsty because how their body constitution is. Kaphas already have more hydration in the body. They don't feel so much thirst. So you have to listen to your body. At the same time, not all of us are attuned to our body, so you have to think of creative ways in having water into yourself. I personally like to use spiced water.
Yeah, I was
I
about to
think
ask
some people
that.
are,
Yes.
yeah, so some people call it three seeds water, some people call it CCFTs,
Yeah.
some people just call it herbal tea. So it depends upon what I'm in mood for the day. If I feel that, okay, you know what, I'm a bit, feeling cold today because of the weather, I'll have a ginger tea. I'll just infuse some ginger into the water that I'm boiling, have it with me in my thermos
Hmm.
at workplace, and I'll keep on sipping that throughout the day. So it you can play with the spices. If you know your constitution, you can play with the spices to help with your constitution, so that you are not doing that.
Reason you can even add some ginger to the water.
Yeah, ginger, you can add some cumin. If you're someone who has a lot of vata or a lot of kapha, you can add a bit of cumin. If you are someone who has high pitta, you can add some coriander seeds
Yeah.
into your water.
And fennel.
Fennel also, yeah, fennel actually. And if you mix all the three and make yourself cumin, coriander, fennel tea, you are balancing all your doshas. You are balancing your vata, pitta, and kapha all the same in one drink. You can take them every day. Yes. And I start my day with the herbal tea. I have a glass of water as soon as wake up, because you have been sleeping for 8 hours. So your body doesn't have so much of it. So you start to quench your internal tissues by having some warm water in the morning. That's my first thing in the morning. And then it will be followed by a cup of herbal tea with my breakfast. So that's how I start. And then the rest I bring with me into office in my thermos, so that I keep on sipping that throughout the day. So even with my meals. So you can include various ways of having water. you can have coconut water if you don't like, if you're always hot. So coconut water is again a very good hydration method. Did you know that in World War One they actually used coconut water in place of plasma when soldiers were wounded and they didn't had enough plasma to be given at the war front.
Mm.
So they were in Vietnam and Korea, and they are all tropical countries, and they can have a lot of coconut there. So brilliant doctor found out that, okay, you know what? I can use coconut water to infuse into these soldiers who are losing a lot of blood and save their lives. So
Mm.
they were doing that. So imagine if you're drinking it, you're actually replenishing your own blood. And
Absolutely.
it is also cooling, good for your
Is it
liver.
recommended to have coconut water in the after sunset? I mean, the summertime, okay, but not in the winter time.
See, any of the herbal drinks or these kind of drinks, it's advised to be taken till like 6 or 7 in the evening. After that, don't take it because it'll affect your digestion. It'll affect your sleep as well. So avoid even these herbal drinks that I'm talking about. Should only be taken till sunset. In summer, our sunsets are 8 or 9, but
Yeah.
7. I give that cutoff time as 7. In winters, I say 4
Mm.
because your sun sets faster. So by 4, try to complete your drink. And if not, you'll have to throw it and start fresh again the next day. So people have all these questions that what should I do? How should I do? I don't buy spices. So how will I know what's the best thing? So to avoid that and reduce the confusion, we created something which is called dosha specific tea, like Vata Pitta Kapha tea. I can't call them Vata Pitta. So Vata people are always wired. So we call our tea as Shanti. So this is basically for people who are always wired. If you are more of like Pitta person who's always feeling heat, even in winter, have
Shita.
Sheetal. Sheetal means cooling.
Like
So
even
have a
sheetal
Sheetal.
breath, we have sheetal breath, so
The
sheetal tea.
Sheetal best, Sheetali, Sheetal. You do that. See, the difference is that apart from the CCF, the cumin coriander fennel, in our Vata tea, we have Tulsi, which is also good for your immune system. And we also have a bit of ginger, which is warming. So it's good for your immune system. Right now, what I'm drinking is my Vata tea because it's so cold in Northeast right now. You are also in Northeast that we need something for our immune system and something to keep us warm. So I'm having my Vata tea. In summers, I'll have my Pitta tea, the Sheetal tea, because it has a bit of, peppermint, and peppermint is cooling. So that helps with my, also hot flashes as well.
What about the kapha types?
Kapha types that we have, we call it Shakti. Kapha has a bit of black pepper in that, apart from having holy basil, the tulsi, bit of ginger, and black pepper, and a bit of cinnamon. So cinnamon is also helps with your moving your metabolism. So that's for people who are more of kapha type. And some people say, okay, you know what, that's fine, good, but I'm looking for something which is more therapeutic. How can I help with my lymph system? How can I help with my, bloating or with my water retentions? Or I want to detox. So these teas can also help you with detox. But if you're looking for something more the serious nature, you can add more spices that you have. You can add fenugreek. You can add a bit of, cardamom in your teas.
Yeah.
That'll make it more flavorful. You can add ajwain. If you're a person who's having, sluggish metabolism, sluggish digestion, you can add a pinch of ajwain. Not a whole lot, a bit of ajwain in that. So that will also help with.
I put ajwain in all my food when I cook, just a little bit, a pinch.
Yeah. So you are a more of a vata person. So
Yeah.
you like that thing to help you with the thing. But again, a lot of people don't carry that. So if you're someone who's looking for a detox, we have something which we use all most American herbs. We have echinacea, we have dandelion, we have astragalus. So we all know that echinacea is good for your immune system. But dandelion is a very specific liver herb. So you can make an herbal tea out of these and have it
So
for a
you
week
like
or so.
detox tea more like during the seasonal change?
Seasonal change. I do that one bag, I buy, bag for a whole month. So it's a gentle detox. I don't get that detox rush, I call it.
Hmm.
That, okay, I'm going to the restroom every half an hour. No, it's a very mild, gentle detox. You feel it in your gut, you feel it in your skin.
Mm.
You feel that, oh, you're less bloated that time. And I do it in springtime. March will be the month, March or April, when I'll start using my detox tea. And then second one, I'll use it in my fall. When the spray, when it's about to change into winter, that's the time I'll do my
Do you have
detox.
like a 1 teaspoon every day of the?
1 teaspoon every day. I boil it in 2 cups of water. One I have it in the morning, and one I'll carry with me. So that's all you need for the whole day. And a bag normally lasts you for almost a month if you do it diligently. So we have tried to solve this dilemma through herbal teas. So, and you won't believe, my biggest selling tea right now, which I'm selling almost 30 to 40 a day, is my
Whole topic on black tea, green tea, herbal teas, but we're talking about teas that drinks and
that can replace your water.
yeah.
Because black tea, any kind of caffeine that you intake is basically diuretic. It helps removing water out of your system. So they are not hydrating, it is basically dehydrating.
Exactly.
Modern science says, oh, you should count that as part of your water intake. But no, it is not your water intake because it is flushing you out. There are benefits of drinking coffee because they're saying it's good for liver, it's good for your colon health. But at the end of the day, how much coffee are you drinking? Where are you getting your coffee from? Because some studies have shown that coffee, which is traditionally brought into USA, can be infected with mold. It might have mold on it. So when you're brewing that, though even it was roasted, you don't know how much you're getting. And if you're someone who's weak immune system, you are putting more pathogens into your body than you want.
Now you're coming up with an alternate spice, a coffee blend.
We are coming up with something which is a coffee alternate. Basically, it's a, a combination of some herbs and some grains, and the flavor is actually very close to coffee. And we are doing blind test with a lot of people who do coffee, uh, and they said it is actually, they found it interesting because they said apart from that, it is not, there's no caffeine in it. We couldn't tell you that there's not coffee. So we are very excited for that.
You are located in Pittsburgh, USA, and you have a manufacturing facility which has a GMP seal, and that ensures quality product. Thing is organic, not processed, and that's what we're looking at.
We are trying to make Ayurveda easy as much as possible by demystifying or simplifying the processes and the principles of Ayurveda so that it can be incorporated in our daily lives.
Now, coming back to drinks, so we're not talking beverages, we're talking about organic drinks that are inspired by Ayurveda. We're talking about fermented drinks that we can probably have during springtime, kanji or kombucha or buttermilk. Let's hear from you.
See, India, Ayurveda traditionally has strongly recommended buttermilk because it is very light. It can be taken by anyone. Ideally, it should be taken in lunch after your meal. And the recipe usually is one part of homemade yogurt, which has live probiotics, with 4 to 6 parts of water. And it has to be churned or mixed properly so that it becomes homogeneous. And add a bit of salt, some roasted cumin in there. And if you have mint, fresh or dry mint, add some mint, not peppermint, spearmint in there, and have that after your meal. It helps in digesting your food. It helps in also, your liver to work properly in making sure that your body is getting the nutrients. It is also good for people who are recovering from any illness. If you had fever or if you don't have appetite, it helps in improving your appetite as well. You talked about this kanji. Kanji is actually taking up the social media by storm right now.
Yes.
Because it is your Indian answer to kombucha. So it is a fermented drink made with carrots and beets. And it is fermented using yellow mustards. So you add about half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of yellow mustard seeds into a liter of water with one beet and one carrot, and let it sit for a few days in a jar, glass jar or a ceramic jar. And after a week to 10 days, you will start seeing bubbles on the top, and that's your fermentation. And but there's a big but there. People who have high pitta should not take kanji. because it's fermented, it will aggravate your pitta.
Water is good.
Others can, but not more than 50 ml. And that too after your meals, once a day only. So
And
please don't
that's
rush in gulping. Yeah, please don't rush in gulping a glass full of kanji. It tastes delicious. I can tell you that. It is really, really delicious because of the salt and the black salt in there and the fermentation. But it is not good for people which have high pitta. So 50 to 100 ml, that's all you can take in a day. And a liter will last you a long time. You can keep it in the fridge or you can keep it on your kitchen counter. Try to finish up it, between a week to 10 days because it will keep on fermenting. A lot of fermentation is not good. The more fermented it is, the more pitta you will have otherwise. So try to finish it up in a week's time. Other drink, fermented drink, which is in West very popular is kombucha. Basically, it's a fermented black tea. Again, very good for people who have vata and kapha, people who have a bit of digestive issues. They can also have it. People who are struggling with uh, other kind of digestive issues or have taken antibiotics, they can also have it in repopulating their gut with good bacteria. So yes, they can be taken. Any kind of fermented drink once a day, but be careful about the weather you are in, the season that you are in. If you are in a season of high pitta, like summer, avoid those drinks. You can have it again in spring and fall. Those are the time to have fermented
ideal
drinks.
time to have it. There's so much in Ayurveda to talk about, but the CCFT, cumin, coriander, fennel tea, I think that's a daily regimen that we can have in. And then, or you
Yes.
have the Shanti or the Sheetal tea,
Yeah.
Shakti tea, depending on your body type, which Komal also has. And then, or you can make them at home. But then again, some people don't know how much quantity.
It's free. Even if you're making at home, mix equal parts of cumin, coriander, and fennel in a jar. Use 1 tablespoon for 2 cups of water, or 1 teaspoon for 1 cup of water. So that's what you're, and boil it for 5 minutes and then drink it. So that's ideal what it is. So it's a very simple thing. And if you're traveling, you can actually make small pouches, take with you, dump it in the thermos with the hot water over it. The seed settles and you can sip it from the top. So even if you're traveling and you want to continue with that process, it's very easy to do that. Another thing, which if you don't like the flavor, you can sweeten up these teas with honey. One note of caution, don't put honey in hot water. Let it cool down a bit and then add honey. Otherwise, it changes its properties. And it is not advised to have honey in hot water. A lot of people do. It becomes toxic. In Ayurveda, we are advised not to cook with honey. Honey, we add a lot when we are making our chawanprash, but we add it when it is at a certain temperature, not before that because a lot of people cook with honey. Please don't do that. Use maple syrup or any other kind of date syrup if you have to cook with any liquid sugar, but don't cook with honey because it becomes really toxic.
And on a tangential note, talking about Chyawanprash, you manufacture it in US. It doesn't.
Yes, we are the only company which is making Chyawanprash in USA. We are the only company, I think, to my best of my knowledge, that who is doing it outside of India. Our Chyawanprash is certified organic and it is also kosher certified. So we bring all the herbs from India and we make it in-house. Even our ghee that we use in making Chyawanprash is made in-house. So that is where everything comes together because since we have everything in-house, we take full care in the quality of our products. Not a thing is skipped, not a step is skipped or missed for that matter, because we have to follow US FDA laws.
How about warm water and a few drops of lime juice in it?
Lime and lemon are two very good products which can be used in the form of a lemonade with food or without food. A lot of people do morning lemon water with honey. That is also good. But please remember that if you're a pitta type, don't overdo it. For Again, there's a big debate between whether lemons are good or limes are good. People who have high pitta do well with limes. When lime is green and lemons are yellow. And lemon has thick skin and limes have thin skin. So in India, we used to do a lot of lemonade in summer. There's a big question someone asked me some time back. They say, you guys make a lot of lemonade in India during summer. How about that? I said, if you look carefully in India, we get limes during summer. We don't get lemons during summer. And lemons in India are normally made into pickle. We don't make lemonade in India. We make limeade in India because we know it is a pitta time, and it's good to hydrate because we add salt and sugar and everything in it. So most people in India may use limes to make lime water. If you had someone who wants to try that, your body will tell you. If you do lemonade and if you're high pitta, you will have heartburn. You will have those nasty burps if you do that. So don't do lemonade if you are a pitta person. But other than that, if you are a kapha type, if you are a vata type, lemon with some warm water is actually ideal and should be taken because it helps in the sour taste helps in controlling vata of lemon. But for people with pitta,
Lime.
lime.
Yeah.
Yes. So you can do that. That's another good option to keep yourself hydrated. But please avoid ice.
Yeah, that's a total no-no. It just kills
That's an
you.
option.
Agni is completely finished
Yeah.
with. Yeah.
And you can actually sweeten it with a bit of sugar or bit of with a bit of honey. That's again an option if you want to have a bit of sweetness. That's actually advised in Ayurveda. A bit of sugar is not bad for you. Too much, yes.
But you can take
So
the rose petal preserve, the gurukha.
we also do rose petal preserve, and my favorite way of doing rose petal preserve is actually mixing it in hot water and making myself a rose tea in summers, or if I'm having a hot flash. So that's one. But it is actually very good for pitta.
Yeah.
And it is also very good coolant. It's digestive.
Even rose petals. You can just put some rose petals. Yeah, I put rose.
Yeah, you can even put rose petals in your tea. We make tea for Sadhguru, which has rose petals. They call it heart tea, heart health tea. So they have roses in that. And I was pretty surprised that it's very innovative because it has cumin and it has roses in that. I'm like, okay, this is good. That's a very balancing tea because rose is cooling and cumin is a bit heating, warming actually. So that actually goes very well in their group. So yeah, you can do preserve, but on top, since we're talking about water and hydration, milk, we cannot, end this talk without talking about milk. Lot of controversy again here, but Ayurveda strongly suggests taking some form of dairy every day. If you don't want to do it, that's up to you. It's your choice. But if you can get raw milk from your local dairy, and if it is organic, more the better. Boil it at home. Have half a cup to a cup of warm milk at night.
A little bit of turmeric in it.
Bit of turmeric or if a bit of cardamom or cinnamon in it. That also helps in reducing, mucus forming properties of milk. Some people say that it's mucus forming for them. They can do that. It is actually wonderful for people who don't sleep well. So it helps in soothing because it has properties to help soothe your nervous system. So, to help you get better sleep, better digestion. And it's also good for people who are high pitta. So milk can be a drink of choice for people who have high pitta because they do well with that. Not for vata. Vata also can do well, provided they add a bit of cardamom or cinnamon. I am not a big fan of nut milk. I'm not a big fan of grain milk like oat milk or rice milk. No, I don't do that. I will not suggest that unless and until you are lactose intolerant, then it's a different issue. But if you can, support a local dairy and get your milk from there. And it is actually very good. Avoid it with your meals. Have it on as it is.
Well, thank you so very much, Harpinder Kaur ji. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. We can go on forever, but I would like to request our viewers if there's any suggestions and ideas that you want us to talk about, we will take it up in our next show. So throw in some of your ideas, brainstorm what you like to hear from us, and we'll be there to help you.
Thank you. Thank you, Renee. Thank you all for listening. Thanks.
Thank you. And I'm Dr. Renee Mera. Stay healthy, stay positive.